Let not your heart be troubled. Beloved one, it is a most wonderful time that you are living in now because everything is changing. You have prayed for change. You have prayed for heaven on earth, and in order to have heaven, you have to make room for the new. Until now, in recorded history and even some of the prehistory, this reality has not been heaven. It has been more of an experience in duality. So I say unto you, it is a most blessed time. Even though separated ego is going to be screaming at you from time to time that does not feel good, but that is the job of the separated ego, to point out to you when you have come into the place of believing yourself to be separate, believing yourself to be vulnerable, believing yourself to be powerless. In those moments, those are practical things that you can do to bring yourself back to the place of oneness, beginning with imagine yourself to be one with anyone or any part of nature. It is the truth of your being, but you can start with imagining. Imagine yourself to be a dandelion, the most wonderful name, dandelion. How would it feel to be the dandelion? It is the most beautiful sunshine that is blooming, and it is called a weed. Truly, it is a flower, because it grows so profusely. You have termed it a weed, and you try to get rid of it. But it has the last laugh, because it has so many little seedlings which puts up into the air that you can never get rid of. It comes back. Allow yourself to play with, how would it feel to be a dandelion, and to know my power? That truly others who walk on 2 feet and think that they have control over their most wonderful manicured lawns cannot have power over me, because I am going to let the wind take my seedlings everywhere. A dandelion does not ever feel that it can be vanquished. It simply cannot. When I studied in what is now known as Britain with the Druid Masters, there were techniques that they shared with me to allow me to remember once again my divine oneness, to truly know it at a very deep level within me, not just the intellectual, which I had known from the Essene school and copying the written scripts of ancient wisdom. I knew much of the mystical teachings, but when I went to study with the Druids, it was a different approach. They spoke to me of the 4 elements, earth, wind, fire, and water. Now you have that repeated with your First Nation, the Native American culture in this geographical part of the world. They also have a common heritage with the Druids from before there was a separation. So if you are looking to know connection with self, capital S, allow yourself to play with the earth, the soil. Go out and dig in the soil and get it right under the fingernails. Put the hand into the soil and allow yourself to feel that you are growing as the plant does. Stay there long enough to feel yourself grounded, rooted in the soil with both hands. Allow yourself to become one in your knowing with the earth, with Mother Earth as the soil. Then on another level, allow yourself to know oneness with Mother Earth as a light being which she is, because as you play in the soil, there is going to come to you a radiance, a vibratory feeling as you allow the hand to stay there. Bring your awareness to the soil. Wind. Another technique which the Druids practiced whenever they felt the world was too much with them was to find a place where the wind was blowing, preferably a strong wind, and allow it to cleanse them, to blow off all the feathers of problems right down to the self, to the holy self. If it is a still day and there's not much wind blowing, I know that many of you, if not all, have what is called an electrical device known as a fan. So you can plug in the fan, even if it's winter time. Stand in front of it and allow it to blow all your problems away from you. Now, when I studied with the Druids, there was not a problem of finding wind because we were on the sea coast and there was always a wind blowing in from the sea. But if you have a problem finding a good wind blowing and you need a strong one, turn on an electrical fan and put it on high. Stand in front of it until you feel that you have been cleansed of all the old issues, of all the old feathers. And while you are doing that, remember to breathe. Breathe of the wind, of the air, especially if you are out on the beach, especially if you are out in nature. But you can do it indoors with a fan as well. Remember to take the deep breath. Fire, a most wonderful and powerful cleansing agent. I would suggest that you start with a small bit of fire. Do not go out immediately and set fire to your dwelling place and say, "Oh, I needed a big bonfire." Allow yourself to start with a candle and a candle flame. Gaze into the flame. Feel yourself totally immersed in that light to the point where you do not see anything else but the flame of the candle. Know yourself to be one with the candle flame, the little flickering flame which has the potential of great power. Sometimes you feel like a little flickering flame, not sure you can keep on burning. But your potential is great, and once you catch fire, there is very little that can stop you. Allow yourself to gaze into the flame of the candle and feel yourself to be one. For a moment or so, forget all that has been bothering you. Know yourself to be that light, for you are creating the light even as you see it. That is how powerful you are. Water. Now you know that the body is vibratory light brought into a density that seems to be separate from other bodies. It is also made up of over 90% water. Allow yourself to take a container of water or a glass or a cup. Hold it in your hand and focus on the vibration. You will feel a vibration. You may feel that you are imagining it, but it is truly your vibration and the water's vibration in synchronicity with each other. Allow yourself to focus. It says, I am free, I am perfect, I am loved, I am so loved that I am love itself. Put that feeling into the water, and the water will respond. It will accept your thoughts, and allow yourself to drink from it many times during the day. You do not have to drink gallons of water. Even what has been said to you, that you have 8 glasses of water in a day, is not true. It is very good for the trips to the little room, but in truth, allow yourself to drink the amount that feels natural for you. There is no set amount because bodies are different. Different bodies will ask of you different amounts of water. So the 8 glasses of water may be right for the person who first suggested it. Maybe they were quite large and it needed to be a good bit of the water going through them. Perhaps a smaller body does not need as much. Drink what is comfortable for you. Now, another way to experience oneness with water is to take the shower or bath. If you do a bath, I suggest you slide down into the water to the place where you have just the nose above, and you take a deep breath and go all the way under. Pretend to be the little puppy dog that comes up out of the water and shakes. Know you the freeing that feels? Allow yourself to go down under the water and come back up again and shake it all off. And when you are shaking it off, know that everything that you've been worried about up to that point has gone flying off of you, out of your focus in a way. And if it does not feel complete, do it again and again and again. You can do the same thing when you are under your shower. Stand under the flowing water that is coming down on your head, and then step back for a moment and shake it all off. Have great fun. You can allow yourself to find water that is out in nature. If you do not swim well, you can put on what I call the little floating wings that will support you so that you do not go straight to the bottom and have to be fished out. You wear the water rings. Allow yourself to walk into the water, to jump in the water, to be submerged in the water in nature if you have it accessible to you. The Druids knew how to do that because they were on the seacoast, and they knew the power of water to cleanse both body and mind. So now you have some of the tools that the Druids shared with me. In times when you feel that everything is going wrong, allow yourself to use some of the tools that we have spoken of to come to a place of peace for a moment or longer. Sometimes you will reach a place of peace, and then it slips away. Go back to it. That is a discipline. Go back to it. It takes practice. It takes discipline. But no one can take the reward from you. When you reach the place of peace, there is no one who can take that from you. When you have the discipline to come back to the place of peace again. And I know there are times when the heart is hurting, the ego is screaming that they should have given me the pink slip. I worked for this company 20 years, and I worked night and day. And there were times when I put in overtime and I wasn't even paid for it. And I even went home and I didn't have my mind on the family because I was working on this project and they gave me this pink slip. Why? I didn't deserve that. There were other ones who came along after me or with the company last time and they didn't get a pink slip. Why me? Bring yourself back to the place of peace. Use one of the tools that we have spoken of. Whatever works for you. Whatever draws you to the place where you find peace. And when you reach that place, no one and no thing can disturb you. When you reach that place, there is great joy. Because then know again that never again will you be vulnerable to anyone, to anything that they do or say or think. It is a place of great power, a place of great peace. Count everything as blessing, even if it does not look like it, and oftentimes in the beginning, the pink slip does not look like a blessing. The lover who says, I don't love you anymore, does not look like a blessing. The financial challenges, where you have lost all the savings, the retirement money, does not look like a blessing. And yet throughout all the challenges that come to you is the opportunity for freedom, the opportunity to grow in another way, and to come to a place that knows truly knows the power and the peace which the world cannot disturb or take away from you. Then you abide in the place of Christ.